do because I'm sort of in that world of helping entrepreneurs in the syndication world. So,
Yep.
um, but
Yep.
we are now live, and now we're going to hit record, and it's going to go
Okay.
to Spotify. And give 1 second here. You ready?
Sure. I am ready.
Three, two. Welcome to another episode of $1 Million Stories, where we get to interview authors from all over the world. And I like to really segment down to authorpreneurs. And we have one for you. Somebody who is more upbeat than anybody I've seen in a long time on this podcast. So I really appreciate his time. He is in the same space when it comes to syndication. Now, you guys know I love self storage, uh, real
Yes.
estate.
Yes.
And so
Hmm.
this individual is more about the apartment syndication. I think that if you can combine a lot of people, invest in a property, many people can get wealthy. And if you can help other people get wealthy, then as the byproduct, you become wealthy. So the book that we're talking about more so than anything else today is Apartment Syndication Made Easy, a step-by-step guide with the one and only Vinny Kyle Chopra. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Mike, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be with you. And I hope I can bring value and excitement about syndication. That has changed my life, literally has changed my life. I retired in 2015, but I got into syndication in 2005. What? Five. So it's 2024 now, 19 years back. Some good Samaritan told me, Vinny, talk to Dave Lindahl, a good friend of mine now, who is my coach, and he taught me so much and his whole team. And, it's just miracle, what you can do by harnessing the power of raising money. That's all it is. It's getting your family, friends, people you know, $39 trillion of money in retirement funds in USA. So many people retiring, 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every night in USA. So apartments are here to stay. Three tsunamis I call about. One is millennial tsunami, where is 74 million people who are this generation X, Y, Z, Zen. They want portability. They want to work from home. They will love nice apartments. Second is immigration tsunami. People coming from abroad, they don't have money or gumption or jobs to buy homes, so they will be needing rental homes, apartments. Third one is silver tsunami. Silver tsunami is the biggest tsunami ever, where 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every night. 4,000 every day turning 75. And then 3 point something, we'd be seniors, 100 million people in USA in the next 30 years. So why not we jump onto that one? Those apartments are the biggest need apartments for assisted living and senior care.
Wow, never even thought about that, right? It's not just for the investment strategy, but the demand of people looking to downsize, get into apartments.
Yes,
And
yes.
so I sold my house in 2020 and I moved into an apartment complex. And I'm telling you, I absolutely love it. I don't see myself moving for a very long time. So people look at it as sort of like, oh, why would you go to an apartment when you can buy a house?
Yeah,
Because I want simplicity, I want convenience. And I maybe share the
yes.
sentiment of many people my age that they don't want a
Yeah,
big house. Maybe they want
no.
a property up north on a farm somewhere, but to
Hmm.
live day to day in an apartment where you don't got to worry about anything, oh my God, it's heaven.
Totally, totally. I mean, when you are able to do portability and move and, millennial, our whole age, my kids are older now, well, younger. I will be 72 this year, yeah,
You don't
August
look
20.
it.
Yeah.
You don't look it, man.
So,
Entrepreneurship keeps you young. Isn't that right?
yes, it really does. The passion to get up in the morning and be excited, come into the office. And, the key thing is to have that vision, how to help more people and more people and more people. That's what keeps you young, I say. You got to really be having passion. I could be retired and this and that and sleeping on the couch and watching TV all day long, negativism. everywhere around the world, right? But the key thing is to make life purposeful, volunteering or charities, or if we have a lot of money, why not to get involved to give others the chance? And that's why I love writing books. My fourth book will be coming out on hospitality because I bought a Hilton Garden Inn for $6 million in COVID and sold it for 12 million last year. What? 6 to 12 million. That's 6 million profit. Then we sold that. And then with the 1031 money, hold on, 1031 money, we bought a Wyndham Garden, 165 keys. And we cashed out 1.6 million profit otherwise also along with it. So there is power of really scaling up. So maybe we could talk about that, Mike. Syndication. You mentioned about syndication. That's why I wrote this book. I came from India with $7 only, $7 in
Seven,
my pocket.
1 billion. No wonder you're so happy.
The positivity has been my life, literally. My wife encouraged me to write a book on positivity because she says, you've been a positive guy all your life. I've been married to you. We've been married 44 years this year. So, I wrote this book about 4 years back. She didn't like it. She says, you could do better than that, right? And you're $1 million book right there, person. So I rewrote it. So I'm just launched it last November. I was speaking in Orlando to millionaires. We were 250 millionaires there in the room, and I gave a keynote speech over there. The key thing is mindset. Every
Mindset.
entrepreneur, it's the mindset, totally mindset. I mean, we could learn about how to do our business better, this, that, all over. But if the mindset is not right, if we are not really looking at customers who we are helping, what's our product, how we are different, how can we bring ourselves in front of more people to help them? The biggest thing is the service attitude.
That's a Jim
Service
Rohn
attitude.
philosophy, right? Serve the
Yeah, you
many, for
got it.
service to the many leads to greatness.
Totally, totally. Tim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, all those have been my mentors, Tony Robbins, you name it, everybody, Wayne Dyer. I mean, look at that. And then Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Oh my gosh, what a book, what a book. Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod, all those things are important things because, and so many podcasts are out there now. YouTube channel is the best educational channel ever, ever, ever.
Absolutely.
So we can be really motivated. That's the thing. So got to be passionate. And how can we put more time? More time. I mean, 24 hours is there. Everybody got it. But you could compress time, and then you can get 48 hours of work in 24 hours. Or you could do, like I always say, one good day a week can make your week, and one good week can make a month, and one good month can make a whole year.
I like that philosophy. I was just thinking about at the end of January, end of 2023. It was January, it was December 28th into January 1st. We
Yeah, yeah.
helped more people in that 3 or 4 days than we did for the 3 or 4 months prior, or even the 3 or 4 months after. What you're saying is
Really?
1 week can really change
Yes.
your life, change your year.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And
It
you can condense
totally
time.
is possible. It's totally possible. Totally possible. I know we did this special thing, my partner and I, we do two, three shows a week. One is Abundance Mindset with Vinny Chopra and Walter Amarello from Tampa, Florida. We do it Thursday morning, 9 a.m., live show. But then we do a Vinny and Bo show on Friday, which I just recorded, which will be broadcasted next week. But the big thing is, it's the mindset to bring productivity. The key thing is we want to, as an entrepreneur, we need to be reinventing our business every single month, we could say, or quarter, because if things didn't work last quarter, why did they not work? And how can we tweak it? We cannot change overnight, but we can tweak it and harness delegation, priority, and clarity. It's so important.
Oh, yeah. And it's the refinement process that can be frustrating, But if you marry that with just personal development, you become stronger and you notice that you're changing and transforming. And that is the great reward, right? So it
Yes,
may
yes.
it may hurt you at first to say, well, my idea didn't work, but it
Hmm.
might have put you on the right path to maybe all of a sudden hit these jet streams, and then you escalate
Yes.
really fast, which
Hmm.
means every problem potentially brings out the best in you, puts you on the right
Yes.
path, and then all of a sudden you just blow by the former self, if you will. And then that's the exciting
I
part.
love it. I love it. I love it. You just hit the nail on the head. I carry with me on my desk actually this magnifying glass. And I say that, you know what? When we go outside in the sun, if we put it up and down, and get the sun rays on the back of your palm, when it's not concentrated, when it's not focused, it won't burn our skin. Same thing is true in life. We got to be totally focused to get action things going. So you got to feel a magnifying glass. You got to move it up and down in your business. And then you say, what are the most important things as an entrepreneur, solopreneur, or anything as a team or CEO of the business? How can I get more done? What's the vision? What's the focus? How can I delegate? That's the other part, right? Prioritize, clarity, and delegation. Those three things are so important. So
Say that
important.
again. Prioritize.
Prioritize, clarify. Clarity is very, very important.
Oh,
Many times we prioritize things in wrong priorities. We got to clarify after we put our priorities right, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, whatever. But then within A, find out what's the clarity. Where should I focus first? A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. As the entrepreneurs, we need to only concentrate on those high paying activities to get major results. The 80-20 Pareto principle, right? I mean, everybody knows about it, but we don't act on it. We say, we're going to get results. We're going to get results. We're going to get results. No. Who are the top service, whatever we are selling or offering, whatever, what's bringing the most revenues into your company? And then you double down on that. You find out who are those, what's the avatar, we call it, of course, in digital marketing. Who's your avatar, and how can you get referrals from that avatar to grow and use the fusion theory? I'm an engineer, mechanical engineer, so I believe in a lot more numbers and this. And fusion theory is amazing, where your best customers can get you more customers. Your best investors in syndication can get you more investors. Like my top investor got me $29 million. Dollars. What? $29 million, brother. He gave me $50,000 check first. Then he kept on investing more and more and more into my syndication deals. Then he invited me to have breakfast at Starbucks, and I went there. They didn't even let me buy them Starbucks. But then they loved, investing more money and more money and more money. $29 million. So never look at one customer, one client as one person. 20x it. So if somebody can bring $1 million, believe that you could get 20 million from the circle of friends. That's the fusion theory.
oh, that's so good, right? And you're assembling a tribe, and what you first
Yeah,
have to do is
that's
establish the trust. And maybe
yes.
that doesn't happen right out of the gate, but
No,
it
it does
is
not.
time is on your side, because if you come
Yeah.
through, and you came through for this individual, it sounds like
Yeah.
right out of the gate, which means
Yes.
you
Yes.
built this relationship. And I think you talk
Yes.
about this, the
Yes.
importance of relationships is
Hmm.
everything. And once
Totally.
you have that, they become sort of a satellite for like-minded people. And
Yeah.
you know this as good as I do. The hero's journey. Individuals who do something want to
Yeah.
share it with others so they can help others achieve the
Totally.
same result. Is that right?
Totally. 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 Why should somebody who got great returns passively or actively with tax benefits not want to brag about and also share with their family and friends who are not getting extra, returns on their money and so forth. So you're right. I think keeping happy clients and customers is so important. I never say customers, clients. It has to be win, 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 win. Like apartment syndication. Let's just put our top people, investors on the top, because when they bring money onto the deal, down payments and closing costs and things like that, they make things work and it's a win-win for them. Second are the residents. We never say tenants. Apartments, storage units, like you said, you have
Resident.
residents who leaving their materials in the storage units. I am very big on storage units. A lot of my students have done very, very well in mobile home parks, storage
Oh, I
units
love those
all over.
too.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Dylan Marma, I want to give accolade to Dylan Marma, brother Kumkar, right here in Silicon Valley. He left his job and he's into storage units and lots of great people. But the key thing is you've got to really win-win with the residents. So investors first, residents, then the team members. See, in my companies, we've been managing our assets vertically. So our people, they are Monil representatives when there is interaction with the customer, with the residents. So they are uh, top people in our field, then vendors and brokers and lenders, they are my win-win-win. So everybody has to be a win-win-win situation. Then we come at the bottom, the general partners and all that.
So go back to what, 2005. You're working a job, you quit, you get into real estate. You sound like you've always had the DNA of a positive person, but obviously you were not doing something that was fulfilling to the spirit. So what was it? What was the defining moment that made you say it's time to become a full-time entrepreneur in the syndication world?
Thank you. We had like over 20 homes, single family homes, like many of us. Many of us in America, we love to get a rental home and another rental home and another. But if something goes wrong quickly, a garage or stove or this, and the tenant leaves, and 2 days of no rent and all that, there goes the cash flow. So
Yep.
that's
I
what
did
was
that. That's
happening.
exactly right.
That's what was happening to me and my wife. And we said, no, 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 this is not the game to play. No, no, no. We got to do something very different. And that's when I became broker, by the way, in California. I never bought or sold at all, ever, for the last 20 years. But I understood the knowledge of how to scale up in multifamily. So we were going to build 34 units, I think, near Bakersfield, California. We bought the land, we did flipping of the home, like that, but that was not going to get there. That's when I got introduced to syndication world. What is
Ah,
syndication? It's to scale up. If you have little money, how much can you buy? Apartment, let's say, maybe duplex, fourplex, sixplex, 8 units, right? But if you want to go big to 20 units or 50 units or 70 units, where there is only one roof or two roofs, not 70 homes, and you're not collecting rents all over different states, right? It's all in one location. That's why apartments made sense to me. And
yeah.
that's when I got into 2005, 6, 7. I learned the business from the top professionals, bought a couple of books on Amazon, and that's what taught me, hey, learn the SEC rules, Securities and Exchange Commission rules, and got myself involved with very good friend of mine, Kim Lisa Taylor. We are doing a whole day seminar, free seminar actually, coming up in March to teach people how to syndicate in one day, in just one day. All the intricacies and everything, how to find deal, where to find deal, how to underwrite all that, and then how to raise money, right
Well,
there.
you bring up a very good point. Most people start off in single family housing because they
Yeah,
want to own 100%
yeah.
of a grape, right? And this is something Tim Brotz, a guy that we've worked with in the past, has always said. He would rather own a quarter of a watermelon than the entire grape. And it took him a little bit of time for him to understand that. But I think
Yeah.
my background, I realized I wanted to become the owner of a 4 unit duplex or a 4 unit property or
Mhm.
or a duplex. And I thought that was the way to wealth. But you're doing
Mhm.
everything, and there's not enough meat on the bones to actually pay for
No.
a property manager and to really
Yeah.
free up your time. So by individuals getting into syndication, you are now having your
Yes.
money work for you. You buy back your time, if you will. Therefore, you
So
don't have to
true.
worry about the property management. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about the deal flow as much. You buy, you
Mhm.
hold, and you get cash flow, potentially equity. Yeah, cash flow, equity,
Yep.
and possibly, the refi that comes along with it. So the benefits are
Yes.
unbelievable. So can you explain
Unreal.
that?
I would love to, love to. See, the beauty is in numbers game. Numbers game. When you do 4 units, like fourplex, like you said,
Yep.
just put a zero next to it on the right side. Now it's 40plex. It's got 40 units. It's got 20 units in one building, 20 units in another building, all occupancy. If 5 people leave or 2 people leave, that doesn't matter, because you got 38 people still paying rent and everything. And you can afford to get a part-time manager maybe and give a concession on the rent. And then she or he can collect all the rents for you and put it in the bank directly. Then you get a part-time construction, HVAC certified service person, right? There we go. But 70 units or so, you could hire one of each full time for you, and then you are just like this. We always lived here in Danville and Cinnamon area, but never really went to Texas, Florida, Georgia. Our teams of people, we were able to manage them, and then they were able to do all the good stuff. The big thing is it's power of numbers, it's power of scaling, and that's the beauty of it. Rather than making a little bit money on a single family or duplex or fourplex, by harnessing money, you did say that right, general partner and limited partner. So I don't mind giving 70% of my profits. I
Yes.
give to my investors. They love me too, because they just wrote a check for 100,000 or 250,000 or 500,000, and they are getting great returns and equity gain also. So they are not my debt partners, they are my equity partners. And when we do cost segregation and tax benefits, that even helps them a lot, because they get a minus K1. As many of the people would know, in real estate, you could do acceleration of the asset over 27.5 for the whole thing. Land doesn't appreciate, doesn't depreciate, but the rest of the things you could depreciate over 5 years, 15 years, and all that. Now, maybe bonus depreciation might be coming back, I heard. But let's see, if Trump comes back, maybe he'll bring back again. But you're right. What you're saying is scalability. You could get the bigger of the watermelon or a big pie. Even a small slice of 30% is huge than a grape, you know?
Damn
And
right.
that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. In the early years, when the times were good, I used to do 60-40 split. 60 to my investors and 40 to my companies and ourselves. Pretty hefty amount you
Wow.
get. Then 70-30, very, very respectable. When the interest rates went up, we even went 80-20. Why not? When I'm buying $50 million deals, $70 million deals, it's a big chunk of money, cash flow, NOI, net incomes. And then
Well,
assisted living again is a big, big part, which we can get on it on another day.
Well, I could talk to you probably for hours about entrepreneurship or investing, but I just want to
uh,
touch on individuals out there are seeing how positive you are. And I think there's maybe somebody who's
ah,
struggling right now. So
yeah.
maybe you didn't have this mindset from the beginning, but something happened. And I will tell you, in 2017, I had some very dark days, but my faith
Mhm.
became way stronger when all the chips
Yeah.
were down and I was totally alone. And I was rewarded,
Mhm.
I think, from God because of my faith at that time. So that
Mhm.
helped me become more, I guess you could say, positive whenever dragons would show up in my life. I would say this is
Mhm.
just a test. And I would also have this state of abundance that I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
about what I didn't have anymore. I thought about, wow, look at everything I do have. So my
Hmm.
perspective on lack completely changed. And therefore, I was like, I have all the tools and resources, what's necessary to get me from one point to the next. And I think that allows me to stay positive. Is there a secret sauce? Is there anything that you have learned or went through that gave you this sort of competitive advantage of being a positive person?
Yeah, I would say so, Mike. I would say I'm a very God-fearing person,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm Hindu from India, and I always have believed a good faith in God. We are just puppets in the hands of God or Almighty, we could say. And when God brings depression or bad things in our life, we need to just accept that. See, many times we get into depression. Why? For me, that we got in where we are. In my life, we have gone through lots of ups and downs. In my family, we don't talk about too much about it, but the positivity is the only thing that will get you out. Hope and positivity. Hope and positivity. And you cannot really be positive overnight at all. You cannot be. You got to just dig deeper into why you are mad at, sad at, what's stressing you out. And life is short. Life is short. There are so many videos out there on YouTube, or you could use the link. I even have Google of Happiness and Google of Fitness.com and org. I bought it 14 years back because I want to bring a channel of positivity where people could just come there if they are hitting something. I didn't do much in that fashion, but that's where I was thinking. Our mind is the only thing we can change, like Tony Robbins says, right? From like this, you could be in a very bad state of mind. You could say, I'm not going to take it anymore. And then I'm going to be a little bit more positive. How can I be more positive? If I can get the negatives out. How can I get the negatives out? To head on look at the situation where we are at. And I share that in my book, Positivity book, quite a bit. There are lots of books out there, but I share a lot in this book that we can train our mind slowly, slowly and slowly, incrementally. And then it just subconscious catches on. Conscious and subconscious play struggle with us all the time, and our habits change and we start looking at a little bit better positive things, and then mind says, you know what, you are getting better and better, Vinny, every day. So you become like Rome was not built in a day. I say that, right? But what everybody can be more positive if they exert their mind and they decide, hey, I want to be more positive. People will start liking you more. You will be like ray of hope to a lot of people. And you will be able to, other people will come in your life to take you to the next step much faster if you are more open to it.
Well, it makes me think of something I just saw recently, but it talks
Mhm.
about how life is such a rush and it's so exciting. It's such an
Yeah.
adventure. And as entrepreneurs, we're on this hero's journey. And I think that I think the moment you realize that if you show up in a certain way,
Yeah.
individuals, whether you realize it or not, are taking notice of your tonality, your body
Mhm.
language, your perspective on
Mhm.
things. And if
Yeah.
you have bad energy and if you kind of
Mhm.
walk around like you're the victim, individuals
Yeah.
will not look at you as a leader and they're actually going to run
Oh,
from you, right? And they're not going to trust you with their money, their time,
mhm.
their resources, or their network. And
You got it.
I have realized that it doesn't matter where you're at, but if you become sort of a symbol of maybe you feel like you are blessed by
Mhm.
God and you walk into a room with your shoulders back with a smile on your face,
Mhm.
people see
Yes.
you as somebody that they aspire to be like and they want you in their life. So it's a game changer once you adopt this mindset of how it's going to affect your physicality, your finances, your
Yeah.
relationships, and every aspect of life.
So true, so true. You're so right about it. See, fake it till you make it. And the other good part is you got to really be sharing the your negatives or wherever you are at the bottom, put a good twist to it. That's how I find a lot of people write books and do podcasts and all. And the turning point, look at Tony Robbins. I mean, he's so well known. He was in that apartment with $470 to his name,
Yeah.
eating pizza, right? And just feeling so bad about everything in life. So the thing is, it's a brighter side. You got to just sit down with your pastor, your brother, your sister, somebody who can listen to you a little bit, but don't unload the most negative things, because they will give you perspective and listen to it. See, the biggest thing is when we are depressed, we are in a downturn, we just shut up. We just totally put a shield around us. That's what kills people. That's what suicides happen. That's why all these negatives. You got to let yourself be vulnerable. Why not? This life is short. And if you are able to share what you're going through, somebody will come in your life to take you to the next level. Then you will become such a great, great person. You will bring light to others.
Where do you stand on the aspect of chasing or pursuing happiness? Now, in your book, you're talking about happiness in life is positivity brings profitability and happiness in life. I believe, and see if you agree with me on this, that if an
Mhm.
individual wakes up and they say, "Man, I need to be happy," they will never find it. But if they
Yeah,
focus on purpose, creating, building
yeah.
greatness,
Mhm.
happiness is the byproduct. So it shouldn't be
Yes,
the person, you shouldn't be focusing on it. You should be focusing on betterment overall. And then happiness, because of the understanding that you are progressing towards a goal,
Mhm.
that is what comes from that, right? Happiness is the byproduct of realization, or the realization that you're moving towards something that you want. And I think
So
that is
true.
the takeaway. Do you agree with me?
I totally, totally, 1000% agree. Because, see, the thing is, we need to be happy in every moment of life. Whether you are big, small, poor, rich, whatever, doesn't matter. The key thing is you're alive. Your fingers are moving. You're able to write. You can see with your eyes. Look at people who cannot see. Look at people who are dying with hunger, who don't have clean water. So we should be just grateful for the life we have. We should be grateful for the every morning is a birthday, we call it, right?
Yeah.
So when we are alive, we should be happy. If we are not happy, it's because happiness is not outside thing, it's inside thing. Happiness is feeling good about where we are, and then in pursuit of, like you said, you got to set goals. If you want to be happier, happier is not money, time, or anything, it's happiness within. So that, and yoga, I really believe in yoga also. So I would encourage people to really, really, really take that miracle morning in the morning. Miracle morning, just go, YouTube miracle morning. It will be really amazing how to be gratitude and how to be aligned in the morning and really feel good about exercising and eating right. That brings happiness and more happiness, and time spending in smaller things with family and the loved ones. That brings happiness. So happiness is not far-fetched thing. Happiness is right in everybody's reach if you want it. If you want it. The big thing is paying gratitude and being positive, you're right, and also being very thankful for where we are and having a purpose in life. That's a huge part. If we don't have a purpose, could be anything, could be walking, could be talking, could be charity work, could be giving yourself or writing books or whatever you want to do. You want to have a purpose to stimulate yourself till the last breath in our I mean, my grandfather, a really great model, role model for me. 94, he passed away. 94, 94,
Wow.
and he was driving in India at 92. 92. He
That's
never used
great.
a cane. Never used a cane. So having a posture is very big in my books. Straight. and eating right and not eating too much fat and all that stuff, and not drinking too much alcohol, even though I like alcohol. But the key thing is you got to really be taking care of this temple, the body. Body is the temple. They got to take care of the body, mind, everything. Happiness is right there.
Man, you just bring up an absolute crucial point, guys. Your body is a temple. What you feed it, right,
Yeah,
it's a sign of respect, right? When you take care of your
totally.
sleep, your water intake, your food intake, this is a temple. And I've always said it, you take care of your body will take care of you. It'll let you know when
Yes.
there are problems and what to look out for.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so, I look at maybe there's a few things you need to get in place in life as very big building blocks. Number one, you got to get your schedule under control.
Yes.
And in order for your
Mhm.
schedule to get under control, I think you need to get your money under control, right? So
Mhm.
I look at the
Mhm.
building blocks. Obviously, faith is a part of it. And
Yep.
I think it starts with money. And so going back to investment into
Yeah.
assisted living or apartments
Storage or storage
or
units, brother.
self-storage or
Yeah.
mobile home parks or
Yeah.
tiny
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
parks. Tiny homes, we
Yeah.
got to talk about that sometime too.
Yeah. We
Uh,
should.
but the moment you do this, it's one step closer to getting your schedule under control. And if you can build the schedule that you want, now all of a sudden you can start to do things that really feed your soul. And an individual who's like a child everywhere they go is an individual who just never gets old, right? I love that way
Never,
of looking at it.
never,
So
never.
is
I
that how
mean,
you look at it? You got to get your money right first, and that's your
yes.
outlet.
Yes, so true, so true, Mike. Otherwise, also, I want to say every birthday, I say to myself, I'm 1 year younger. Every greeting I send to my friends and family, I say, remember, you are 1 year younger, not older. And I tell my kids, Neil and Monica, that, hey, are you thinking what daddy is thinking? If you keep on growing old, daddy is going to keep on getting younger. We'll meet somewhere.
Ah, you
What
have
you
to think
tell
like
your
that.
mom, you got to think about it. And the child, never let the child go in your life. I think that's the beauty of it. You got to be humorous. You got to be thinking. You got to be mischievous, I think is the word. And naughty. Why not? This is the beauty of it. The beauty of it is to live the life fully. Don't live the life with no fear, no fear. And you know what? Don't tell me if you have money or not money. Even with little money in USA, you could live very comfortably in different parts of the states and all that. California is pretty expensive, of course. But anyway, the key thing is you find ways how to increase streams of income. If your W-2 is not giving you the money that you need, side hustle. Become an entrepreneur, get a franchise, do something. The key thing is do side hustles so that you get out of shackles of W-2.
Oh,
That's what I say, right? We
God,
get
I'm with you.
shackled. Isn't that true? Yeah.
I'm with you. They are shackles, right? It's very much like the zoo, right? It's nice to have food delivered to you, but you can't go outside
Security.
those walls, right? And
You
you may
cannot.
be safe, but you don't have the freedom. And
No, no.
my heart will always lean towards freedom, and I want
Yeah.
adventure. And I am not
Yeah.
made for the office. I'm not made for a cubicle.
Me too. Me too, brother. Me too. I only worked in cubicle 11 months in Bombay, India, as a production engineer. And over here, I've had office in home all my life, 48 years.
That's it. I work from home now too, and it's the way to go because you're building the life that you're proud of. And when you're proud of something,
Yes,
you want to help other people get to where they are proud of their life
they
too. It's
can.
almost like a way to give back, going back to service mindset.
Totally.
Outside of your own
Totally.
book, this is a question we ask all of our guests. Outside of your own book, is there
Yes.
one that you recommend? You mentioned a few of them: the Napoleon
Yes.
Hills, the Rich
Hmm.
Dad Poor Dads of the world, Hal Elrod's
Sure.
Miracle Morning. What is one
Yes.
that you
Yes.
recommend if someone were to pick one up today and maybe get them on the right path outside of your own books, of course?
I would say Eckhart Tolle's book, Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. In that, with faith, with everything, how to live in the present is the biggest gift ever one can learn about. and to really utilize time. That power of now has really changed my life. Of course, Alan Lankin's book, How to Control Time and Control Your Life, because we all have limited time, but let's make the best of the time through delegation. And that's why we just did something, my partner and I, Bo and I did, crush2024.com. Love to give as a gift to your audience. If they could just go to CRUSH 2024.com, we archived these 31 modules and as a gift to for entrepreneurs, and it's got different hacks how
Oh,
to take your business to the next level. So
oh,
that
I
was our
love it.
giving back. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Wait, this is a nice gift. Guys, go to
Oh, thank you.
crush2024.com. I mean, I'm looking at Ignite Your Drive, Achieve, and Crush 2024. Give yourself a fighting chance. You can join their free club. Once a day, inspiring
Yeah.
videos from top entrepreneurs. I do a thing called the $1,000,000 Minutes. And man,
Oh,
these things are
wow.
people are really loving them. So this is a great gift for everybody. Please go check this guy
Uh,
out on crush2024.com. This is awesome, man. Thank you very much for bringing this up.
no, thank you. Thank you. And again, we archived in Go High Level, which is the, software
Oh, and
program,
I
which is
love Go High Level.
amazing.
That's what I
Oh,
use.
do you? Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I used to for the last 4 years. I've been using all my courses, everything, my
Th-
different lines, my funnels, everything is there. And it's amazing. Now we should chat again a little bit more, Mike, how we
Yes.
could really make this world a better place, brother. I think you have just $1 million book. I see it in the back. I think everybody's got a book in them. I really believe that. Everybody. And you could give your expertise. And, somebody asked me, this is something maybe we'll wrap up. Where is the biggest knowledge in every town in the world? Every town has that place where there is the knowledge, like a consortium. It's the cemetery, without going into long detail. A lot of people have so much knowledge, but they die with that knowledge. And it's in the cemetery. There are so many people think about libraries and this or companies.
I thought
It's
you were
the
going to say
cemetery.
libraries. You're right. I was thinking that.
No,
You got me going. But
in
you're
the
right.
cemeteries. Yeah.
Dreams, dead stories, dead lessons, right? And it all ends up in
Mm,
in the cemetery. And
in the
if
cemetery.
you do not get it out of your head down on a piece of paper, generations from now
Yes.
will not know what you've learned, what you went through, and therefore you can't help them. And that's why
Totally.
I love the fact that if you take your thoughts, your stories, your lessons, put them down on a piece of paper, five
Yes.
generations from now, you might be a value add to their life. It's such a ripple effect.
Yes, it is. It really is. That's why I really promote branding. Everybody should brand because everybody has a gift in this world. Every single person, writing a book, $1 million book, or $1 million podcast, or YouTube. I mean, give yourself forward and document it so that you could really leave a legacy behind.
Man, we could talk about Go High Level for hours because it's completely changed my life. Let's definitely have you back on sometime soon.
Yeah,
Guys,
we should.
his books, couple of them, Positivity Brings Profitability. And the other one is all about, let's see here, apartment syndication made easy. Please check this guy out. Look him up. He's easy to find. And he does have the
My
moniker
third book
Smile.
being launched next month. Next month, this one is coming up, Senior Living Investing Made Easy. And my fourth book is on hospitality, which I've already started to write on hospitality. So these are the three ones.
Guys, look them up. 301 reviews on Amazon. It's resonating with the world. So people are loving his message. Vinny
Thank you.
Smile Chopra, it is an absolute honor to talk with you. Please come back
Ah,
on sometime soon. Okay.
I sure will. And thank you for what you're doing, Mike. I really appreciate you inviting me. And let's move this world to a better, it's becoming better place always. I always believe that. Let's make it faster to a better place with AI now. Man, what's going to happen in the next 50 years? I can't wait. I
Oh,
cannot wait. It's just mind boggling, for the good men of the society and for humanity.
hey, live like a child and
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
like an entrepreneur. It's the way to go.
Yes. There to go.
Remember, guys, $1 million book will lead to $1 million life. Right on.
Yes.